We've talked about swapping Digimon partners within the Digimon multiverse, drifted over to the world of Tekken, and we've even crossed the line by giving Pokemon characters Digimon partners. But I can no longer suppress the dark entity that resides within me, the weeb that festers in my soul. So, on today's video, let's give anime characters Digimon partners. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and Kamehameha that like and subscribe button. And yes, anime characters getting Digimon partners. No, Goku will not be getting one today, sorry. Why? I've chosen a mix of popular anime characters and a couple of my favourites here, but if there's a character you particularly like my picks for, or would just like to see me do more, let me know which character or anime in general I should give Digimon partners to next in the comments down below. And just as a heads up, I have not watched all of these shows, so forgive me if there are some things I miss or some factual inaccuracies. I have done my utmost to make sure there aren't any, and each entry will likely contain some spoilers for each of the anime seasons I talk about. It will be vague, probably just in relation to how it relates to the partners I've chosen, but if you see me name a character and you know you haven't seen all of the episodes that are currently out of their show, there is a timestamp along the bottom of the video so you can just skip ahead to the next character, or those timestamps are also in the description. And without further ado, believe it, we're starting with Naruto Uzamaki. I considered a few different Digimon for Naruto to try and be unique, but honestly, straight up, I kinda just have to give Naruto the Renamon line. This blonde-haired lad became the Junshi-Riki of the 9 tails the day he was born, which ties into his fox powers throughout the entire show. He is the hero of the Hidden Leaf Village, which, well, we can see leaves prominently in Renamon's official art. Hell, he even gets access to a transformation technique called Yin-Yang Release, matching Taomon. As for Sakuyamon, Naruto himself actually does fuse with the Ninetales Kurama. More accurately, Kurama gets sealed within him, which you could definitely see as a parallel to Rika, biomerging with Renamon to form Sakuyamon. Sakuyamon's actual appearance, though, I can't really line up with anything, other than the fact Naruto is just surrounded by
badonkers.
Whoa, mama!
There are a few other ninja Digimon we could fold in, like 2006 Falcomon or Kogamon, but I think I'll save those in case I need them in future. Next up is Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have given him the Rookie Cardmon, which digivolves to Cardmon, which then digivolves to Cardmon before finally becoming Cardmon. Just kidding. Would be good though, right? For his rookie, I chose Pillowmon, which honestly looks more like Scapegoat, which is a nice reference, but it's a cute little guy, so can also act as a reference to one of Yugi's signature cards, Karibo. It doesn't look much like Karibo, but there's really not much else appropriate. Maybe Herismon at a stretch? Then next, as a reference to Dark Magician Girl, I have chosen Witchmon, who would then digivolve to our Dark Magician reference, Mistymon, before finally becoming Pharaohmon, of course acting as a reference to Egypt in general. It is prevalent throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! And also it somewhat works as a reference specifically to Exodia. My friends tell me Exodia isn't necessarily like a signature card of Yugi's, but I'd argue Exodia is one of the most famous references even people who aren't Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans know about, and so is emblematic of the franchise itself, if not specifically Yugi. Plus his grandpa uses it a bunch, and we all know how Yugi feels about his grandfather's cards.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, but it does contain the unstoppable Exodia!
Next up is an anime I've actually seen every episode of. Yay! The crowd goes wild! And that is like Yagami from Death Note.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
I really struggled with Light. I wanted to reference the Death Note itself, but I just didn't fully like giving a Digimon like, say, Wisemon to Light. Instead, I settled on the Rookie Dracmon. First of all, because it's a very mischievous Digimon who will kind of do anything for a prank, which I think matches up quite nicely with Ryuk, who dropped his note in the human world just to have a bit of fun as the world of the Shinigami was boring him. Dracmon also has eyes in his hands, with an attack known as Eye of Nightmare, which I am using as a reference to Shinigami's eyes that can see the names and lifespan of a person, which can be obtained by a human if they make a deal with said Shinigami. From there, I would have Dracmon digivolve to Devimon, who was in the lore of the Digimon reference book originally an Angemon, which acts as a great parallel to the originally good-natured, kind and smart Light, before Ryuk dropped the note. The reference book also states, it has a cunning and fiendish personality, but it also possesses an outstanding intellect, which highly matches Light's intelligence and tactical aptitude. Plus, Devimon also has obvious visual similarities to Ryuk. From there, things get a little bit more difficult, but I have chosen the ultimate to be Metal Phantomon, adding the scythe Light is often depicted with in official and promotional art. Obviously, the Grim Reaper taking people to the beyond, referencing Light murdering criminals as Kira. And finally, his Mega will be Ophanimon Fall Down mode. It also has a scythe like Metal Phantomon, but also the feminine aspect I think folds in elements of the other major Death Note user in Light's life, Misa, as well as a Shinigami Rem. Fall Down mode's reference book listing even states it hunts whichever opponent is judged to have become a barrier to justice, and tries to establish a world of what it recognizes as justice, which sounds a hell of a lot like Light Yagami and Kira to me. Next up is Edward Elric, and I had to call in some ringers for the Mega on this one because I did not watch Fullmetal Alchemist. I'm sorry. I know. But I am aware of it enough in pop culture to know that I would choose Edward's rookie to be Labramon. And then, to reference his brother Alphonse, I have chosen Gardramon for Ed's champion and Nightmon for his ultimate. These just straight up visually resembling his brother, after the ritual I guess. And then finally is the Mega. I really struggled here, but thanks to the person editing this video, Static, we managed to settle on the member of the Olympus 12, Mercurymon. This is due to a couple of fun factors. Firstly, on Edward's jacket is the flamel, which resembles the symbol of Hermes. While Mercurymon is named after its Roman version, its Greek equivalent is Hermes. It's named for the planet Mercury, but there's obviously the metal Mercury as well, which becomes a liquid at room temperature, which you can consider a reference to Ed's transmutation. And finally, both Mercurymon and Edward both love carrying a big knife.
And let me see what you have!
No!
Oh, what's that? Time for another anime I've never seen. Please put the pitchforks down.
Pitchforks! Can't be an angry mob without pitchforks!
Because next up is Luffy from One Piece. Quick, Static, throw up the 4Kids pirate rap to distract them.
Yo!
For his rookie, I have chosen Bergamon. I definitely considered Mon and don't think it's a bad pick at all, but according to my friends who've watched One Piece, Luffy loves to eat. In particular, meat. Being able to eat meat to boost his recovery when he's exhausted. Therefore, I think Bergamon, who presumably is made up of hamburger meat of some kind, is a great fit. I just hope Luffy doesn't eat his partner. Maybe we should give him Mon just to be safe, although it might be a better partner for Usopp. Regardless, for his champion, I've chosen Dogmon. Dogmon is very cartoony and stretchy, which of course matches Luffy's animated, literal and metaphorical, nature, plus his stretch Armstrong powers. I gotta watch this show, man, that's wild. Then is Captain Hookmon solely as a reference to the pirate theme of One Piece, but also Luffy's current look does kinda match up a bit more in line with Captain Hookmon. Before finally, the Mega King Etamon, which I chose because Luffy wants to be a pirate king in particular. Again, One Piece is probably the show I know the absolute least about on this list, but I did consult with my friends who have seen it to try and make this thing a little bit more proper. But if there's any extra details you think make my picks work better, or some things I've missed out that might be a better pick, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always open to hearing ideas, respectfully. Next up is Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I've seen this one, guys, yay! I definitely considered one of the Joestars, and if you want to see more JoJo's get Digimon partners, please let me know, but I just had a line I loved far too much for Dio not to include here, and that is giving him the rookie Gotsumon. At first this might seem odd, but JoJo fans I'm sure will have already clocked that this is a reference to the stone mask that gave Dio his vampiric powers in Phantom Blood, long before stands were being used and Hamon was the way to go for Joestars. For his champion, I've chosen a fairly common Gotsumon evolution, and that is Clockmon, but of course Clockmon is also acting as a reference to Dio's stand, both possessing the ability to stop time. Then for his ultimate, ultimate, I really had to give him Myotismon. We needed a more direct reference to Dio and his vampirism, and I just think the two would make phenomenal partners. It wouldn't surprise me if Dio's partner's default state was the ultimate level Myotismon, due to Dio's own personal power. As a fun side note, Dio's Japanese voice actor did actually voice the Appmon Biomon, which is a fun connection, but unfortunately we can't really fold in Appmon here. Then finally, Dio's Myotismon would digivolve to Uzamaki X Antibody. I know, me using X antibodies? What happened? I chose this mainly because I wanted a Digimon that reflected Dio's appearance, and unfortunately Uzamaki Fall Down mode is not a Mega, and Uzamaki Satan mode is, well, this. But Uzamaki X Antibody is a Mega, its reference book listing even stating, not only does its appearance far surpass that of the old Uzamaki, but also its power and intellect, and has sublimated into the perfect being that transcends even God. Which sounds like some Dio shit to me. It also bears an incredible resemblance to a form of Dio from the video game Eyes of Heaven that acts as that game's main antagonist, and that form's name is Heaven Ascension Dio. So yeah, pretty damn happy with Uzamaki X Antibody in this instance. Next up is Deku from My Hero Academia, and I have chosen his rookie partner to be Pulsemon, both of them being able to charge themselves up to perform different abilities. As is the nature of Pulsemon, it could become any of its evolutions potentially on the Digimon VB, just like the potential within Deku, who initially is quirkless. So I think rather than one line, Deku would be able to use any of Pulsemon's evolutions freely depending on the situation. Hell, Namakemon even kinda has Deku's hair. While I'm not giving other characters from the same anime partners, I think it is worth mentioning that All Might would definitely also have Pulsemon, although perhaps it would stay at the champion level Bulkmon by default, matching the bulky build of All Might when he has One for All. Given One for All is a transferable quirk, this makes sense with them having the same partner ostensibly. One for All also allows the user to stockpile an enormous amount of raw power, allowing them to significantly enhance all of their physical abilities to a superhuman level. This results in huge levels of strength, speed, agility, and durability, which kinda matches up with the Be Strong With You message of the Digimon VB, plus the different types of exercise associated with it, and Pulsemon's evolutions. In addition, and this really might be spoilers, so if you haven't caught up on My Hero Academia, maybe skip to the next one right now, it transpires One for All also carries echoes of the consciousnesses of all its previous users. You could see this as being allegorical to the nature of virtual pets. You raise them up to the strongest point, some of them even dying along the way. Maybe in the case of the VB to unlock stage 15 of Adventure Mission. Then you must restart your Digimon with your DIM card, but with the transferred quirk of this new Digimon now knowing how to unlock its secret stage 15 Evo. Also, I don't know what this means, but Proto told me that Mineta would have Betsumon. And then finally I had to end on an anime I see the internet wilding over, so I am giving a Digimon partner to Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Thank you so much, best friend!
The Jujutsu Kaisen manga actually has a reference to Digimon, with Gojo himself saying gotcha, so becoming Metal Greymon is fine, but it'd be a problem if he became Skull Greymon, so we reset back to Koromon, right? As such, I absolutely had to reference this reference in particular. And while throughout this video I haven't been giving in training Digimon, I am absolutely going to be giving him the Koromon he referenced, but I'm going to flip the script and have his rookie be a pretty unknown Digimon called Rurimon. This is actually a Digimon created for a Digimon fan who supported a Digimon Adventure 20th anniversary crowdfunding campaign. But given it looks like a blue Agumon but with magical powers, a book, and a satchel, I just think it matches the Jujutsu sorcerer who teaches at a high school, a place of learning. From there it would become Virus Greymon to match Rurimon's coloration and the black outfit of Gojo, then the Virus Metal Greymon to once again call back to him mentioning it in the manga. I didn't pick Skull Greymon in particular as Gojo clearly sees it as a fail state, but if you want his Greymon to become one at some point, I think that's fine. Then finally I have given him Machinedramon or Mugendramon. Initially I chose this because one of Gojo's techniques is called Infinity or Mugen, but also because Gojo's Jujutsu is Curse Jujutsu, which you can definitely see as a parallel to Mugendramon, who is kind of the big bad of Dragon and Cyborg Digimon. In addition, and this is really a sillier connection, but given that Gojo is a white-haired man, there is a white-haired red boy called Yugioh in the Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth games. Gonna avoid major spoilers on his character arc, but he also has a Machine Dramon on his team. I would have liked to have maybe picked a blindfolded Digimon for Gojo, of course, like Venusmon or something, but I just much preferred this cohesive line I gave him. And that's my picks. Of course, this is far from every popular anime, so if there is an anime or anime character you would like to see me give Digimon partners to, please do let me know in the comments down below. I actually have a few characters cut from this video because it was already running for time, so I could definitely do a part 2 of this or do a deep dive into one anime in particular. Let me know what you want to see in the comments. Huge shout out to my Sovereign ZDK14 as well as all the people you can see on screen right now for supporting the channel with their hard-earned money. You can check out the video below me right now. YouTube has picked the one that it thinks is absolutely best for you to enjoy, so you're definitely going to like it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.